of a shocking epidemic. Sleep.
So central banks and policymakers are faced with very clear challenges.
The chaos begins with Patient Zero, a mystery figure at the heart of a bustling metropolis. Perhaps New York or the sprawling streets of Los Angeles. At first, it's just a flu-like episode, easily blending into the city's hustle. People aren't just sick, they're acting downright bizarre, tapping into some inexplicable aggression that rattles the very foundation of what's known. As hospitals become inundated with patients displaying severe symptoms, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, initiated an investigation. However, the elusive nature of the virus allows it to propagate rapidly, surpassing containment measures. Panic escalates as videos of erratic behavior surface on social media, fueling public fear and speculation. Local authorities attempt to enforce quarantine protocols, but the sheer scale of the outbreak overwhelms their efforts. Transportation hubs in major cities act as epicenters, fostering rapid transmission to neighboring regions. Misinformation spreads like wildfire, complicating efforts to control the situation. The media amplifies the growing chaos, broadcasting disturbing footage of violence and societal breakdown. Civilians, unaware of the impending catastrophe, continue with their daily routines, unknowingly aiding the virus's dissemination. Scenes of confusion and horror grip the nation as the government scrambles to comprehend and contain an outbreak that seems increasingly insurmountable. Throughout this tumultuous first week, the rapid spread of the virus challenges both medical authorities and the public's comprehension. Society teeters on the brink of realization, yet denial and disbelief hinder effective response strategies. The dawn of the apocalypse casts a long shadow over the nation, marking the beginning of a grim and uncertain future. Week 2. The contagion rate skyrockets, surpassing initial projections. The virus, now widely known as the zombie plague, spreads rapidly across multiple states. Despite stringent quarantine measures in affected areas, the virus circumvents containment efforts due to its highly contagious nature. Governmental institutions struggle to cope with the exponential rise in cases. The president addresses the nation, urging citizens to remain indoors and emphasizing the importance of following safety protocols. Military personnel are deployed to enforce curfews and assist in establishing safe zones, but the sheer magnitude of the outbreak strains their resources. Hospitals and medical facilities reach their breaking point, operating well beyond capacity. Medical professionals work tirelessly, risking their lives to treat patients, but the overwhelming influx of severe cases leads to difficult decisions about resource allocation and triaging. Public panic intensifies as reports of the infected attacking the uninfected emerge. Social media platforms amplify both accurate information and rampant misinformation, fueling fear and uncertainty. Citizens attempt to flee affected areas, causing traffic jams and chaos on roads leading out of cities, inadvertently carrying the infection to regions previously unaffected. Economic repercussions escalate as businesses shutter, supply chains fracture, and stock markets plummet. Essential goods become scarce, leading to price gouging and looting. Food and water shortages exacerbate the already tense situation, pushing desperate individuals to extreme measures to secure basic necessities. Amidst the chaos, small pockets of survivors band together, seeking safety in numbers. Makeshift shelters are erected, and community leaders emerge, trying to maintain a sense of order within their groups. Some citizens, equipped with survival skills and foresight, begin fortifying their homes and gathering essential supplies in anticipation of prolonged isolation. The government's focus shifts from containment to damage control and resource allocation. Plans for humanitarian aid distribution and coordination with international bodies take shape. Scientists and researchers, working tirelessly, attempt to decipher the virus's genetic makeup and develop potential treatments, facing challenges due to the unprecedented nature of the pathogen. As tensions raise and the situation becomes increasingly dire, the populace grapples with the realization that their world has irrevocably changed. The second week of the zombie apocalypse serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of societal structures and the critical need for unified efforts to combat the relentless threat looming over the nation. Week 3. During the third week of the zombie apocalypse, societal collapse reaches a critical juncture, marking a tumultuous period of fragmented survival strategies and escalating chaos. As established infrastructure crumbles, communication becomes sporadic, relying primarily on radios or word of mouth. At this point, 99% of American citizens don't know anything about what the government is doing, as communication has been lost, and only some people could report seeing helicopter flights and troops moving and fighting the undead. The breakdown of law and order amplifies the anarchic landscape, fostering an environment where opportunism and violence prevail. Desperate struggles over dwindling resources lead to skirmishes among survivors, heightening tensions and further fracturing the remnants of societal cohesion. The once organized society now resembles a patchwork of isolated groups, each navigating the harrowing new reality in distinct ways. Amidst the chaos, survivor groups emerge as beacons of relative stability in an otherwise chaotic world. Ranging from small, makeshift alliances to more organized factions, these groups band together for mutual protection, pooling resources, and sharing skills. Trust becomes a scarce commodity, and individuals cautiously evaluate whom to align with for safety and sustenance. The relentless hunt for necessities compels survivors to venture into hazardous territories, facing the constant threat of encountering the undead. Resourcefulness and ingenuity become essential traits as survivors devise creative solutions, from improvised defenses to sustainable methods for securing food and water. However, not all survivors seek communal safety. Some opt for isolationism, fortifying their positions against potential threats. Trust issues and fear of betrayal prompt individuals to prioritize self-preservation, leading to a fragmented landscape of isolated pockets of survivors. Psychological distress intensifies as the relentless struggle for survival takes its toll, with trauma, grief, and anxiety becoming prevalent. Despite the bleakness, sparks of hope persist within communities striving to maintain a semblance of normalcy or embarking on quests in search of rumored safe zones, signaling the indomitable human spirit's resilience even in the face of impending catastrophe. Week 4. Entering the 4th week of the zombie apocalypse in the United States. The surviving pockets of humanity grapple with the daunting reality of an altered world. Communities, now fortified and battle-hardened, exhibit a resolute determination to withstand the relentless onslaught of the undead. Adaptability becomes the defining trait as survivors navigate a landscape fraught with peril and scarcity. Amidst the harrowing challenges, survivor groups intensify their efforts to fortify shelters and establish effective defense mechanisms. Makeshift barricades and reinforced structures provide a semblance of security, while individuals meticulously scout for supplies and strategize to minimize risk during scavenging missions. Basic survival skills, honed through necessity, become second nature as people adapt to the new normal of rationing food, purifying water, and fashioning weapons from salvaged materials. Each passing day underscores the grim necessity for cautious movement through the now desolate urban terrain, once vibrant but now hauntingly silent, save for the occasional shuffling footsteps of the undead. As the first month nears its end, survivor communities recognize the necessity for cohesion and long-term planning. Conversations emerge regarding sustainable practices, trade alliances, and communal support networks to navigate the indefinite challenges ahead. Despite the grim realities and the relentless threat, the resilience of the human spirit persists, illuminating a path forward in an otherwise desolate and uncertain future. Do you think you will have survived this far, or you will be a zombie like the new majority?